Warning: Fallen Man Movies is an analysis of men from iconic movies who have fallen into a weak beta or blue pill mindset. In order to live a happy, well-adjusted life, it is recommended that you do not follow their example. Superman 2 was released in 1980 and was the sequel to the highly successful 1978 movie Superman, which for decades was the standard by which other superhero films were measured against. The sequel is not as fresh and magical as the original, but it's still a very entertaining movie. Three criminals from Superman's home planet of Krypton come to Earth and are led by the villainous General Zod, played brilliantly by English actor Terrence Stamp. While the movie is mostly about superheroes and cool special effects, it contains a scene that is arguably the biggest simp moment in movie history. It's a great lesson on how not to handle women in relationships. There are actually two versions of this critical scene, one with Superman's mother and another with his father, played by Marlon Brando. Original director Richard Donner was fired before filming was complete after creative differences with the producers, and his version of the scene with Brando was cut out of the theatrical release. While the Donner cut was later released, we'll be looking at the theatrical version here. For background, Superman's complicated relationship with Lois Lane carries over from the previous movie. In the sequel, Lois figures out that Clark Kent is actually Superman, and he finally reveals the truth to her. From there, he flies her off to the Fortress of Solitude, where he showers her with flowers, dinner, and later some lovemaking, Krypton style. After Superman and Lois have dinner, Lois tells him she wants to change into something more comfortable. Given that Superman is from another planet, grew up on a farm, and is socially awkward, it's reasonable to believe that this is the first time in his life he will be with a woman physically. So Superman, giddy with the idea of getting some punani for the first time, and eager to make the biggest mistake of his life, summons the spirit of his dead mother for approval. And now on to the scene. Superman's mother tells him that if he wants to live with a mortal, he must live as a mortal. He must give up all his incredible superpowers forever if he wants to be with Lois. Superman's mother begs him to reconsider, but his mind is made up. He eagerly goes into a chamber that takes away his powers, and he emerges from the chamber not in his Superman suit, but the plain clothes of a neutered Clark Kent. He doesn't seem to care at all about the consequences of his decision, only that he is blind with love for this woman. Women and beta men may think this scene is beautiful, with Superman showing his burning love for Lois and his willingness to sacrifice anything for it. For any self-respecting masculine man, this scene should only provoke one reaction.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
There are so many things wrong here. Any man would kill to have Superman's powers, and he eagerly gives them up to the first woman who sleeps with him. Despite his good looks, muscular physique, and superpowers, Superman's outlook on life is all wrong. "She's everything I want in life," he says to his mother. Superman buys into the idea of scarcity, that Lois is the only woman who can make him happy. Does anyone believe there aren't tons of high-value women who would jump at the opportunity to be with Superman? This is Superman giving Lois more value than she really has and dramatically undervaluing himself. A man should have a lot more goals and ambitions in life than just being in puppy love with a woman, which is strong at first but soon fades. What about building things, achieving goals, living up to your full potential as a man? All it took was one woman willing to bed him, and Superman was blinded to all of the higher pursuits in life, not to mention his responsibility to protect Earth from villains like General Zod. Any woman whose son tells her that he's getting married has to identify with Superman's mother here. She's trying to talk some sense into him, giving him wisdom accumulated over a lifetime, and spare her son from making a painful mistake. But the big schmo is too dumb and horny to hear it. You can see his mother hang her head in disappointment at her son for his stubbornness. How many mothers have felt this way as they watched their son rush into a decision to marry someone and it clearly was a mistake? Later in the movie, when Zod is taken over Earth and Clark Kent gets beat up by a truck driver in a diner, Superman goes back to the destroyed Fortress of Solitude. There he admits he made a mistake and begs his father to get his powers back. This is not unlike a man who ignores the warnings from his family and friends about a woman, then has to confess to his foolishness and mistakes to them when the relationship falls apart. Also, his mother says he has to give up his powers if he wants to live with a mortal. What if he doesn't live with her? If he just comes over to her place for a booty call once a week, can he keep his powers? Seems like that would be a win-win for Superman and everyone else on the planet, including Lois, who is really only attracted to a strong and powerful Superman anyway. It's pretty obvious that Superman didn't talk to Lois at all before making this decision. Check out the look on her face here. It's almost as though she's saying, I'm only attracted to you as Superman. Please don't do this. And why does he assume that she is fine with only being with a nerdy alter ego Clark Kent and not his true Superman self? This meme shows women's tendency for hypergamy, even when they are with a man that most women would consider ideal. If she thinks Superman isn't good enough for her, how long will it take her to decide that beta boy Clark Kent doesn't measure up? Despite the way she embraces him afterwards, the fact is that Superman's value was miles above Lois's level, and now he has reduced himself to her level and probably below. It's only a matter of time before she perceives him as weak and beneath her, and tells him that she no longer gets the butterflies in her stomach for him. What can we learn from this, guys? While the lure of bedroom action with a new and mysterious woman may be intoxicating, it isn't worth the sacrifice of your goals, ambitions, families, and friends. You'll just end up weak and rudderless and beat up by a trucker in a greasy spoon diner. Thanks for the lesson, Superman. Don't forget to like our channel and subscribe below. Tell us in the comments what movie character you would like us to profile next. And smile if you're a simp!